So in the next set of videos, we'll be discussing about how to calculate the gradient using parameter shift rule. So these videos will be based on this article. Okay. So in general, a variable circuit can be represented in this functional form, where it depends on this function depends on the parameter value theta. And this function is basically equal to the expected value of some measurement operator, which can, for example, be a Pauli sigma operator along z direction, or you're measuring the spin along the z direction, right? And the overall circuit, right, is basically some set of unitary operators followed by some measurement gate. Okay. So some set of gates which in overall can be represented as this u of theta or unitary operator. Okay. Now what we are interested in is basically to find the partial derivative of this function with respect to some parameters or the set of thetas, right? So we will find element wise differentiation of this function. Okay. So for say you want to focus on mu is one of these thetas, right? Then in that case this overall unitary unitary operator can be decomposed as a product of v some gate g which depends on this specific parameter value mu and the remaining gates w. Okay. Now if you substitute this u of theta here, okay, what you will get is it will result into this form, okay, where psi is equals to w into 0. Okay. First you substitute u of theta here, so you will be left with this w into a vacuum. Okay. That is that will be represented as psi, and then there will be g and v. Okay. So v dagger into b into v, okay, is written as q here. This is what I'm saying. So it's basically a simple substitution of substitution of u of theta here, that will lead to psi, and you're taking basically the expectation of this composite operator. Okay. So this in this composite operator, I've already said that this psi is basically equal to w into the vacuum operator acting on the vacuum operator, and this q is basically this thing, where b is your measurement gate. Okay. These v's and w's don't depend on mu. Now when you take the partial derivative of this function, this will pass through q, okay, this will pass through w, and it will only act on this single qubit gate, okay, the single parameter gate g. So if you act it this partial derivative, it will give two terms, okay, two contributions, one of which is this one and its Hermitian conjugate, okay, where this partial derivative will be acting on this g dagger. So there will be two terms. Okay. Now because this g is a single parameter unitary gate, this g can be represented as exponential of some Hermitian operator, okay, which I am representing as g, this capital G, and which is parameterized by some mu. Now if I take the derivative, partial derivative of that g is single parameter gate, so this minus I times g will come down, that is what I have mentioned here, and you will be left with this term. Okay. And if I replace this partial derivative in this equation, I'll be left with this expression again. So your partial derivative of f will have two terms, one of which is this one and its Hermitian conjugate. Your psi dash is basically equal to g times of psi. Okay. So here you will have g dagger into psi, which is basically psi psi dash, and if you replace this term here, this exponential is equal to your g gate. Okay, and which is again written here as g dash. Now we want to simplify this thing. Okay, and the next few slides will be basically dealing with that. Okay. First of all, because we know that your single qubit gate is basically exponential of some Hermitian operator, okay, parameterized by some mu, I can expand this exponential in this infinite series, this form of infinite series. Now I can separate out the even terms and the odd terms. even in powers of g and odd in powers of g. Okay. Yeah. So we have these two infinite series, even in g and odd in g, in powers of g. Um Now, if I assume that your Hermitian operator has only two eigenvalues, okay, plus r and minus r, in that case, I can simplify this expression further by noticing that all the even terms will be same, right? It may be for plus r or minus r. When this g acts on some qubit, it will be basically the same thing. Okay, only difference will be in the second term, and it will be simplified in this form. It can be further simplified in this form, which one g will be remaining, and uh, this expression is basically equal to cos, this first one, and the second one is basically sine. Okay, so overall any single qubit gate can be represented in this very simple form. Okay, and we will use this fact, right, for say for a specific value of mu which is equal to pi by 4r. This expression, this whole thing reduces into this form: 1 by root 2 identity minus I r inverse into g, this Hermitian operator. Okay, cool. So what we have seen is any single qubit gate can be written in this form. Okay, now our main aim was to differentiate function this function, differentiate this function, and find some easy or simplified formula for this derivative, partial derivative. Okay, so that led us to into this form. Now, in general, any such expression, what I've written in the right hand side, right, for say any such expression in general can be written in this form. For in this case, what we have here, this is a very general case where you have b, c, q hat, right, plus it's a Hermitian conjugate. You can write it in this form. Okay, it's very easy to prove. Like if you expand this thing, you'll end up with these two terms, this plus its Hermitian conjugate. So in our case, we have b as the identity. You don't have anything here, and c is equal to minus I times of g, right? um, uh, G, and what we are doing is we are multiplying and dividing this expression, this whole thing, by r, right? R was basically the eigenvalue of G, is what we have assumed. Okay, so what will happen here is, if you substitute b equal to identity and c equal to minus I times of r inverse of G in this expression, this very general expression, if you substitute that here, you will be left with this thing, b minus c, right? So these two things, minus this b plus c, b plus c. You might observe that this this thing we already have seen to be equal to this single qubit gate. This is very general expression for any single qubit gate, right? Which is and the eigenvalues of that single qubit gate is basically plus and minus r, right? If so, what we have shown is the partial derivative of any function is equal to the with respect to whatever the parameter value we are differentiating it with okay, the gate uh, the gate which depends on that parameter value, right, dagger into q into that gate minus corresponding term. Okay, now, so we have psi dash. Psi dash, we already saw that psi dash is equal to g times of psi. So you have two gates here. One is coming from psi dash and another is coming from the g of pi by 4r. So this equal to this whole thing is equal to g of pi by 4r. Right? So you have two gates being multiplied here. One coming from g just psi dash and another is basically this one. So at last, at final, like what this partial derivative of f is equal to is this g dagger of mu plus s. Mu was basically coming from psi dash and s is your pi by 4r, right? And in general it can be written as some parameter shift of this parameter value mu. Okay, so what we notice, the partial derivative of any function is equal to r times of the difference of f of mu plus s and f of mu minus s.